Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see everyone here this morning. I'm going to start by saying 3 weeks ago, we explored the harmony between spiritualism and science. And we talked about classical physics, which governs our predictable, everyday world. And then we dove into the mind-bending realm of quantum physics, where we talked about subatomic particles like protons, electrons, and quarks, and how their ability to defy time and space and solid matter mirrors our own state of consciousness. And we came away with one undeniable truth. Infinite intelligence is in all. But let's be honest. Knowing about subatomic particles without a practical application won't help us when we're facing life's everyday problems and concerns. If you're dealing with a health problem and you come to me and I call out to you, quarks, protons, learn about quarks. What is she talking about? I'm dealing with something heavy here. Well, I'm going to tell you about dealing with our everyday particle lives, managing stress, and feeling the weight of human difficulties. So, how does quantum physics help us when we need uplifting, when we need guidance, when we need inspiration? Today, in part 2 of that harmony between spiritualism and science, we are bringing the science down into our everyday lives. We are looking at the mechanics. We're looking at the mechanics through our spiritual eyes, through spiritual lens. And we're going to see how those laws are in harmony with God's natural laws. And we will apply them inwardly, and we will apply them collectively. We will apply them inwardly to help with our personal healing, and we'll apply them collectively to show us and help us of how we treat one another. 3 weeks ago, we talked about quantum entanglement. And that's a scientific law of how two particles are bonded regardless of distance. If you manipulate the particle on one end, instantly the particle on the other end reacts. They are so deeply bonded that no matter what you do to one, the other reacts. Quantum entanglement. That reflects our bond. Our bond is so interrelated. Our bond is never severed, regardless of distance. This applies to our bond with infinite intelligence. This applies to our bond to each other. This applies to our bond to our loved ones in the spirit realm, regardless of distance. Our God within is a divine energy, and that connects us with, even though our physical bodies gives us the illusion that we are separate. This is the same as the principle, our principle of the law of one. We are all connected. Our bond, our entanglement is all connected. There's no separation. This truth is not new for spiritualists. We've heard this expressed in many different ways. We are connected. We are all one. We've heard it expressed in other ways, such as, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Or, to receive your blessing, help someone else get theirs. Or, what you do to another, you are also doing unto yourself. This bond means that our connection to those who have made their transition is never severed. There is no disconnect. Even though we are here on this earth plane, we are in a physical body. There's no death, there's no dying. So when you suddenly feel or sense your spirit relative, your mother or your father or your loved one in from spirit, when you suddenly sense them by the smell of their perfume, or when you're thinking of them and you feel a slight brush across your face, that's not you conjuring up something. That's truth, because that bond is always there. Science tells you that, but yet the law of one also tells you that. Our connection tells you that. That bond is always there. So we have science showing and supporting what we've already been told and what we already know through the law of oneness, that harmony is there. So realize that truth. And realize it's not that just you making up something, or is it my imagination? No, it's truth. When we truly digest this truth, that our bond is never severed, we realize that our loved ones are not lost after they have made their transition, and that they're not gone forever. And while our finite minds cannot truly deeply understand their transition or comprehend the totality of their transition, we realize on a deeper level that their transition does not mean annihilation. It does not mean destroyed. For we know, and science also tells us, that matter cannot be destroyed. It can only be changed. And because this connection is always there, we can actively participate in it daily. And I want to give you something. I want to give you a tool, and I'm going to call it the 60 seconds entanglement tool. So every morning, when you first wake up, before you look at or start thinking about your to-do list, before you pick up your phone, before you become the social influencer for the day, before you do anything, think of a person. It can be a child who is struggling. It can be your friend who's across the country. It can be your loved one who is in spirit. And for 60 seconds, send them love. And when you do this, quantum physics and the law of one tells us that they will receive it when you send it. There's no separation. That bond is already there. We know that they're going to receive it as soon as we send it. So there's no separation. Send it and know that they will receive it, because our bond is always there. 60-second entanglement. That's all we're asking. The God within each and every one of us, that vibration, that energy within each and every one of you is so much more. It is in you, it is in others, it is in your loved ones, it is in nature. For all of nature, God is expressed through. It's also in the teeny tiny subatomic levels of protons, electrons, and quarks. In classical physics, we learned 3 weeks ago that things are rigid and fixed and predictable. As I said then, that's represented by cars driving forward. Things fall down, which is gravity. But in quantum physics, everything is fluid energy and endless waves of probability. I'll say that again. Fluid energy and endless waves of probability. Yet, most of us focus on solid walls and rigid walls. We focus and we worry about lack of funds. We stress over the news. We think about the weight of not being good enough. And we wind up feeling completely stuck. We worry about what's going to happen. We worry about what didn't happen. We worry about what will happen, what might happen. And we wind up being stuck in that worry. That's focusing on the solid walls. But we want to look at the endless waves of probability. But let me tell you, if worrying stopped problems or helped solve anything, each and every one of us wouldn't have any problems. So think about that. Worrying does not solve anything. But in fact, worrying hardens us. When we feel panic, anger, depression, or despair, those feelings are signals that we are hardening into a rigid, solid particle, a heavy particle. When that happens to us, regardless of our situation, when we start feeling those hardening particles, when we start feeling that panic, when we start feeling that anger, depression, or despair, I want you all to stop. Take a couple of deep breaths. Invite your God consciousness within you to expand. And when you do that, know that you are shifting from a solid, rigid particle into a fluid wave. Let the worries wash through you instead of being stuck in you. Just by doing that, because you're shifting your mindset, our spirit wants to operate in wave mode, where we flow, trust, and know that we are connected to the source, to infinite intelligence. As we awaken to the truth that we are co-creators with infinite intelligence, we realize that natural laws are our guidepost for bringing harmony and happiness into our lives. We need a shift in our mindset to do that. Recognize that we want to be in wave flow, in wave movement, in wave flow. We don't want to be stuck in that hardened particle life, rigid. We want to move fluidly throughout all of our situations. regardless of what life brings us. We want to be and remain in that wave. And when you're not in that wave flow, it's okay. That's when you stop and you take those deep breaths and you bring the elevation of the God within you. You elevate the God within you. That's making that mind shift. That's helping you to remain or revert back to that wave flow. We need to understand that we are like protons, electrons, and quarks that effortlessly move through seemingly impossible barriers. They literally move matter through matter. Scientists are astonished to watch these subatomic particles behave like waves. They are impressed and they're like, wait, this is not supposed to be happening. They are like, why are these particles moving like they're waves? That's what quantum physics is, waves of energy. We too can process and see things through our spiritual lens when we drop our heavy rigidness and step into the same realm of endless possibilities. Back in the 1970s, medical pioneering researchers worked with children facing advanced cancer and taught them to stop staring at their illness as a rigid, permanent particle. They taught these children to step into wave mode, using their imaginations to visualize their immune cells as powerful, unstoppable forces, like brave knights or heroes, overtaking and dissolving the weak cancer cells. These visualization techniques were used alongside regular traditional clinical treatments, and this mental shift yielded incredible results. And it helped many children guide their bodies towards remission. Today, modern doctors recognize the power of these visualization techniques. They know these visualization techniques have a vital place right alongside the medicines and clinical protocols of traditional cancer treatments. This is what it means to stop staring at the problem and hardening the particle. This is what it means to move into wave mode and into the realm of probabilities. When we shift our mindsets and step into the realm of probabilities, we see the outcome we desire as an already existing wave. We shift into the law of potential. That's the potential for healing, the potential for solving the perceived problems of our separateness, and the potential to expand the greatness that is within each of us. Divine consciousness, endless possibilities. We then are engaging and altering our vibration on our subatomic grid. We are altering our comparable protons, electrons, and quarks, our spiritual state. Through science, we come full circle to the truth. We are both physical and spiritual. We are both particle and wave. We walk in a physical atomic body, and our spirit is subatomic, boundless, fluid, and forever connected to infinite intelligence. We are a powerful force. And this is so because we are and always have been eternally connected to divine intelligence. By being open to these spiritual truths, we are actively utilizing several of God's natural laws, including the law of awareness, the law of truth, the law of balance, and that's just naming a few. As we continue and come to a close, keep in mind the words of spiritualism's pioneer, Andrew Jackson Davis. Under all circumstances, keep an even mind. Take it, try it, walk with it, talk with it, lean on it, believe on it forever. When we keep an even mind, we are refusing to harden into a rigid particle. We are choosing to flow as a divine wave. And take it from me, you don't need a degree in physics to use science to elevate spiritually. You don't need to be a scientist to weave these subatomic principles into your life and see positive changes. And if you come to me and you need some guidance, and I say, behave like quarks, protons, and electrons, and move into a wave flow, now you will understand, and you won't think I'm losing it when I say that. Just by opening your awareness to these principles this morning, you are already shifting and you are already elevating. Bless you.